The biggest lie in the history of Christianity is not a lie that non-Christians tell about Christians. For 2,000 years, non-Christians have been spouting all sorts of lies about Christians, Christianity, and Catholicism in particular. But the biggest lie in the history of Christianity is a lie we tell ourselves. This is the lie. Holiness is not possible. When I was in high school, I had a teacher who always used to say, keep the main thing, and almost everything else will take care of itself. When it comes to the life of a Christian, the main thing is that Jesus died on the cross and rose from the dead to save us from our sinful brokenness. And now He calls us to live holy lives. Holiness is the main thing. The problem is, we've rejected the main thing. We've set it aside, we've neglected it, we've cast it out, and now we are lost. And we will not be found until we make the main thing again. But most Christians don't actually believe that holiness is possible. Sure, they believe that holiness is possible for their grandma or some medieval saint, just not for them. Search your heart. Think about it for a minute. Do you actually believe that holiness is possible for you? Most Christians don't. And once we stop believing that holiness is possible, we're almost completely neutralized as Christians. Once we accept the lie that holiness is not possible for us, there is nowhere else to go except the mediocre middle. And the mediocre middle lacks purpose and joy, and slowly but surely fills our hearts and minds with doubts and mistruths that poison our souls. I am not sure when or where this belief began to take a stranglehold on the spiritual life of Christians. No doubt, there's a complex series of psychological reasons and excuses that cause us to accept and believe this lie. But make no mistake, the lie is diabolical in its subtlety, and it is evil genius in its simplicity. It's astounding that just one lie can neutralize the majority of Christians. That's right, neutralize, completely neutralize. This lie takes us out of the game and turns us into mere spectators in the epic story of Christianity. This lie robs us of our birthright to be disciples. This lie may be the devil's greatest triumph in modern history. It's the Holocaust of Christian spirituality. And just as surely as it is destroying Christians one at a time, it's destroying our Catholic schools and parishes. In 1,000 ways, every day, we tell ourselves and each other, holiness is not possible. But this is a lie. And we cannot experience the complete joy that God wants for us and that we want for ourselves until we get beyond this lie. Holiness is possible. The lie that has convinced so many Christians that holiness isn't possible is easy to disprove. And it saddens me that we don't teach people how to overcome this debilitating lie. And the devastating truth is that this lie can be disproved in about 90 seconds. That's right, 90 seconds. Let's take a look at it. Suppose we are having coffee together and I say to you, can you go out tomorrow and create just one holy moment? Not a holy day, not a holy hour, not even a holy 15 minutes. Just one single holy moment. You would probably ask, what's a holy moment? A holy moment is a moment where you are being the person God created you to be, and you are doing what God is calling you to do in that moment. You say, I think I've got it, but tell me one more time. What is a holy moment? A holy moment is a moment where you're being the person God created you to be, and you're doing what you feel God is calling you to do in that moment. You say, okay, I've got it. Can you go out tomorrow and create one holy moment? Just one holy moment. Sure you can. It's not overwhelming. It's not confusing. It doesn't require a massive intellect or a rare grasp of theology and philosophy. It's accessible, it's achievable, and it's immensely practical. This alone proves that holiness is possible. If you can collaborate with God tomorrow to create one single holy moment, holiness is possible. And here's the truly beautiful thing. It can be replicated. If you can do it once, you can do it twice. We don't need to have coffee again next week before you can create your second holy moment. You only need to learn the lesson of the holy moment once. From then on, you can apply it as many times as you decide to. If you can create just one holy moment next Monday, you can create 2 on Tuesday, and 4 on Wednesday, 8 on Thursday, and so on. There's no limit to the number of holy moments you can create. Other than your own desire to create holy moments and the consciousness to grasp each moment for God as it is unfolding. It is, however, important to note that we need God's grace to create holy moments. But God will never deny you the grace you need. It is never God's grace that is lacking, but rather our willingness to cooperate with His grace. Here are some examples of some holy moments. Begin each day with a short prayer of gratitude, thanking God for giving you another day of life. This prayer can be short and simple, but to turn to God in the first moment of the day is a great way to start the day and a fabulous way to set the stage for other holy moments throughout the day. Another way to create a holy moment is to offer the least enjoyable task of your day to God as a prayer for someone who is suffering. Their suffering could be physical, but suffering comes in an infinite number of disguises. You may know someone who is miserable at work. You may know someone who is struggling in their marriage. You may know someone who has an addiction. Offer your suffering for those people, just as Jesus offered His suffering on the cross for us. Control your temper. Patiently coach someone who doesn't know how to do something or who did something wrong. There are so many ways to create holy moments. Go out of your way to do something that you would rather not do as an intentional act of love for your spouse. Offer each hour of your work to God as a prayer, and teach your students to offer each class to God as a prayer. Opportunities to create holy moments are everywhere. In fact, every moment is an opportunity for holiness. Learning to grasp these opportunities one moment at a time is central to the Christian life. Holiness is possible. This is the good news that Christians everywhere today need to be convinced and reminded of. This is the good news that will raise us out of our neutralized, inactive state. This single truth transforms us into people of possibility. This single, beautiful truth opens up doors to live incredible lives. The incredible life God created us to live. The truth that holiness is possible opens up our hearts, minds, and souls to new realities. Among these new realities is the joy that comes from gospel living. The lie that holiness is not possible keeps us from the joy that God wants us to experience. And it isn't as though you need to work really hard at creating holy moments for 6 months or 6 years before you start to experience the joy. The joy is immediate. You experience the joy immediately. Each holy moment brings with it an injection of joy. Holiness is possible. Holiness is possible for you, for me, for your students. Holiness is possible. So let's go out and create some holy moments. Try it today. Remind yourself over and over again that holiness is possible. Say to yourself, I can do that. Every child who attends a Catholic school should know about this possibility. Our Catholic schools should be holiness factories. Let's teach our students to create holy moments. Hi, I'm Matthew Kelly. Thank you for watching. Every day we're releasing new videos and videos from the archives of the last 30 years. So click the button below and subscribe
so that you can get notifications and be aware of all the great content that can have a powerful impact on your life.